Hello, 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 hello. This is Tara Stidham with She Dates Savvy, and I am hopping on to make a really quick video that I hope you all will watch later. There's not a lot of notice about the fact that I'm making this video because it really just kind of came up based on something that happened to a client last night. So I want to take you through what happened um, and then tell you how to make sure that this does not happen to you. Okay, so here we are. And for anyone who saw the other day, I posted on Instagram and Facebook that I was having some dental work. Y'all, I got a mouthful of braces. Don't ask me any questions. Don't laugh. Don't do anything. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm about to talk to you all about the dark side of online dating, right? The dark side of online dating. And this is very impromptu. I didn't make any announcements because I literally just ran in the house. I set things up. You may hear the TV in the other room. I didn't ask my husband to turn it down because, again, this is very impromptu, but there's some really good information that I need to share with you all. And again, if you're just joining me, if you saw on Friday, I said I was getting some dental work. So you could probably notice my mouth is swollen. I can see it here in the shot because I had to get braces. Why did I get braces? Because I have a space right there on the side that needs to be closed. Okay, it's super unsightly and all that stuff, and I needed to have it closed. So anyway, if you're looking at me and I look a little different or even sound different, it's because I got the braces and I'm getting used to them. But anyway, so here's what's going on. I have a client, and anytime you buy a product from me, whether it's coaching, whether it's a webinar, whether you get a profile, you become my client, right? So my clients and I don't break up with them. Like, we still go together. And I'll call her Miss E. So Miss E has been my client for about a year and a half or so, right? She got a profile from me a while ago. She came to a webinar recently. She had a savvy matchmaking session with me where I go through and help her go online and show her how to do that. Welcome to the stream. For those of you who are joining me, I am talking about the dark side of online dating. I promise I'm going to make this 10 minutes or less, right? It'll be a quick sermon, y'all. But I need you all to know what's going on. So she's my client, right? And so this past week, she had gotten online. She started sending some messages. She was conversing with some people. And she sent me a note. And she's like, hey, I'm talking to a couple of guys. I'm like, yay. Because here's the thing. A lot of ladies will get products from me, services, maybe even coaching. And they say, yeah, I'm going to go online. And they never do, right? Or either they go online and then they hop right off immediately. So it's a process. So I'm always excited when I hear from a lady. She's like, hey, I'm online and I'm talking to people. Okay, so she sends me a note. She's like, hey, I got this message from this guy, and let me know what you think, blah, blah, blah. So I see the message, and the part of the message I saw was him saying, hey, I'm new to this online dating thing, but I really would like to get to know you better. Let me know if you want to talk. That was the gist of it. Ladies, that's what we do. We want people to reach out to us to want to have conversations. So I was like, hey, he actually sounds kind of endearing. The fact that he was saying, hey, this is new to me. I've never been on a site or I've never done this part of dating. So, and they are 50 plus. Okay. This is very important. Okay. They are 50 plus. So to hear a man saying 50 plus, I've never really done online dating, this is new to me, does not sound strange. But stay with me, y'all. So that was a few days ago. Then she sent me a note the other day saying, hey, we're going back and forth, but he hasn't asked me my name, and he didn't ask me maybe he hadn't asked for her phone number. Like, there were things that should have been part of the progression that he wasn't asking. Now, here I am thinking we coaching on a regular man. So I told her, I said, here's the thing, I believe in getting to the phone call. So you suggest that, hey, we'll have a phone date and see what happens then. Well, last night, y'all, I get a message from her and she's like, I think that Wesley is a scammer, right? And I'm like, hold on, send me the messages. Let me see what the heck is going on. So I'm not sure how much you all know about me, but prior to my life as a wife, prior to my life as Miss She Dates Savvy, I was a TV producer in the talk show world. One of the last talk shows I was a producer writer on was a Dr. Phil show. If you've seen that show, you know that the Dr. Phil show deals with catfish, romance scammers, all that stuff, right? I did some of those shows. I did some of the first ones. I think I did the first Catfish show years ago. I've done a show where a lady, bless her heart, retired, widowed, had her money together. She sent a guy like $25,000 in a Kellogg's, not the frosted flakes, but like the regular Kellogg's cereal, the corn cereal. She sent him $25,000 in a box, which is illegal, highly illegal. You're not supposed to send money because she was sending it where? To Nigeria, right? So I've done these stories. I'm very, very, very aware of the savviness of these romance scammers, right? So remember, the part of the message I'd seen was him saying, hey, this is new to me. I'd like to get to know you. That sounds normal. Bam. But catch this. Last night she sends me over the messages and I start reading, and y'all, it's like an episode of Martin. I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, I just want to throw the phone across the room as I'm reading it. I probably read like halfway through the paragraph. I'm like, oh, hell no, girl. He is absolutely a scammer because he threw out all of the scammy things, right? He threw out all of the scammy things that scammers do online. And then I asked her, I said, send me over the message thread. Because I know what I saw where I said, oh, seems endearing, right? I know what I saw. Well, then she sends me the beginning of the conversation and I'm like, ugh, because he started off being scammy. He started off being scammy. And because I wasn't there with her to see that, I don't see the words that he's writing, right? So he used the word fetching. Think about it. When have you heard a man in America ever use the word fetching? We don't use that, right? There are certain ways that these guys will speak to you that will allow you to see, spidey sense go up, something is wrong. This guy is maybe not who he says he is, right? So when I go back and I read through, I'm like, oh my God. So I'm hopping on right now because of a couple of things. One, I want to really quickly let you all know some very important words. So you have seen the show or heard of the show. It's called Catfish, right? I'm going to explain to you really quickly what a catfish is. A catfish is a person who uses someone else's picture online, right? Usually they use this in a way to start a relationship or a friendship with someone else. Catfish are usually after the emotional bond, right? They're after the emotional bond that comes with it. If you've ever seen the show, usually they're not asking for money. Catfish are only after that emotional tie, right? I want to have Jane fall in love with me. I want Jane emotionally connected to me, right? But I don't feel good in my look, so I'm going to use Tom's picture and make Jane fall in love with me, okay? That's a catfish. The ones who are super duper duper dangerous, guys, are the romance scammers. I'm going to really quickly break down for you what romance scammers are. And because of what Miss E just went through, I am adding to my webinar that I'm teaching on next Sunday. I'm adding a whole new component. I teach a little bit about the 5 guys you meet online, and one of them is a romance scammer. But after what just happened with her, no. Not only am I going to teach about it on next Sunday, but I'm creating a whole new webinar for my 50 plus singles. And it's going to be all about the dark side. It might scare you and say, oh, hell no, I don't ever want to date online. But I got to make sure you all know what's going on. Okay. So romance scammer, these people are slick. These people they're mostly out of the country, right? They're out of the country and they are specifically targeting women and men, usually who are over 50, right? You're over 50, you're on an online dating site. Now, they're catfish because they are using someone else's picture. Now, here's a slick thing about this Wesley guy. His picture, super unassuming. He was an attractive enough looking guy, but he was not this like over the top, amazing looking guy that will make you say, oh, he's dreamy. I was just online with a client yesterday and the guy was too dreamy. I was like, girl, scam. The picture was just too great, right, to be on a dating site. So the Wesley guy, very unassuming picture. So the romance scammers are the ones, though, who they want you not only to fall in love, right? So that's the emotional connection, but they also want your money. They want your money. They come to you with a story. They start off super duper successful, right? They're gonna when they start interacting with you, they've got these great careers and professions, but somewhere along the line, something's gonna happen they're going to need money and they're going to ask you for yours, right? That's what the essence of a romance scam or scammer is. If you are here and you've ever interacted with any of these people, whether it be catfish or romance scammers, let me know. Right? So romance scammer is after your money. And so the guy that Miss E was interacting with, he was absolutely a romance scammer. Because when I read the emails, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Thank God she didn't fall for it. But even the fact that she was exchanging conversation with this man infuriates me. Like, it makes me so mad because, again, there are some women out there who don't have me. There are women out there who don't have a Tara that they can say, oh, Tara, I don't know. I think he a scammer. When I read through the first paragraph and I was like, oh my God. No, he didn't throw out the old widow thing. Yeah, he threw out the widow thing, y'all. And so I really, really, really want to make sure that you all are aware, especially in a time where we can't meet face to face, right? These scammers are using this to their benefit because before, what would happen if you're talking to a guy and you all are having good conversation, at some point you're like, hey, can we get together? Can we meet? Well, we're in COVID, right? We're in a pandemic. You're not necessarily meeting people face to face. And so this guy, one of the problems with the romance scammers is because a lot of what they're doing is copying and pasting, just copying and pasting. So she starts asking specific questions and he's still giving her these very generic copy and paste answers. And it made her say, wait, something is awry. And when she sent it to me, I'm like, oh my God, absolutely something is awry. So I just want to make sure that you all know that when you're online, there are people who are not who they say they are, right? So I know the great side of online dating. You all know the great side. You see me. I live my life as a married woman who met her husband online, right? So we know that online dating can work. There are too many other women out there. We know it can work. But I also want you all to know that there are people out there who are looking to take advantage of you. Like I said, next Sunday, I'm going to take a deep dive. I'm going to show the specific messages that were sent. And then probably in October, I'm going to unveil the new class that is going to be specifically for my 50 plus, right? Because a lot of you, it's a whole new world for you. It's a whole new world. And let's be quite honest, a lot of you are doing it in secret, which again, there ain't nothing wrong with that. And I say secret because you may not tell your children that you're online. You may not tell your girlfriends or your church members that you're online. Why? Because you're like, oh, I don't want anybody to know I'm online. I don't want them to, think something's wrong with me. I get it. I get it. That's how they get you though, right? There's an isolation. So I want to make sure that you all know, first of all, what to look for. Secondly, how to deal with them, right? And when you see it come your way, you immediately avoid it. Because again, I never, ever, ever saw the first message. When she sent it to me today, the first part of it, I was like, oh, yeah. Because that first word that he threw out there, he gave himself away to me, a savvy lady. I saw it. I'm like, oh, hell no, right? The part I saw, he was kind of unassuming. I'm like, this seems kind of, wait, this is actually, what's the word? Endearing. Because again, he was kind of saying, oh, this is new to me. Because again, for a lot of you ladies, you probably have written in your profiles, this is a very new process to me. I'm not, familiar with this. So it didn't seem strange. But in totality, when I saw it, scam, scam, scam. So I want to, again, invite you all to join me next Sunday. We'll be getting ready for it. It'll be next Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll show you the messages. I will show you the things that stuck out to me. So when you're either reading profiles or when you have these people sliding into your message box, you're like, oh no, Tara already taught me about this guy, right? Because again, if you don't have a Tara, this is your opportunity to get a Tara in your life. Come to the webinar. It's $49, well worth your time and your money, because I know people, I probably have told you all, my clients are pretty diverse. I have a client who works in law enforcement, and she and I were texting today because she got the email that I sent out to my list where I said he tried to scam her, right? Letting people know, hey, these guys are still on the loose. And she said she just talked to someone last week who was taken for all her money. Right now, am I telling you this to scare you? No, this is like stranger danger, right? When you're aware that strangers are out there, when you're aware that, oh, they drive in the white van, when you're aware that, oh, they might try to trick you with a puppy, then you become more cognizant of that, right? So that's what this talk is about. This is about how to spot them. And then, if you are over 50, if you are over 50, I am creating a whole new webinar for you, just for you. I'll probably launch it in October. Again, this all happened today. And we're going to take a deep dive into the way they scam. We're going to take a deep dive into it'll be almost like a little news thing because I'm going to show you some of the financial side of it, from what the FBI talks about. There are millions and millions of dollars that go out each year to these scammers. And unfortunately, there's nothing that you can do to get it back, right? You become penniless. And then I'm going to talk to you about the sites where these people may hang out, where it's more prevalent, and then make sure that you understand. I don't even mind doing oh Lord, and y'all know I said I wasn't coaching nobody else after October. But if I got to do a quick little boot camp for seniors to make sure that if you are online, you are doing it the right way. If I got to see every message that you send to make sure you get it right, I'm willing to do that because I do not want anyone. Again, thank God Miss E is a smart girl. She's a savvy girl, right? And she's got me. So she's like, wait, Tara, I think he's a scam artist. Had she told me ahead of time, like had I seen from the very beginning, I would have been like, girl, here are the things that I see. Had she sent me the first message she sent, I'd be like, oh, no, 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 no. We don't respond to this because this, and this, right? But again, she told me in time. She's cut him off now, but it just made me realize that so many of you are out here and maybe, you're having conversations with a Wesley. Y'all know that ain't his real name. And so I just want to make sure that you know. So again, if you want to join me next week for the webinar where I'm going to go into it, I'll show the messages and show you the things that popped out to me that made me say, oh, heck no, this guy is a scam artist. You can go to my website. You can get that information there, right? You can get that information. And if you're over 50 and you're like, hey, I want to join your webinar that you're going to do in October. And even if you're over 50 and you're already on the list, don't worry. I got you. We will be talking about it next Sunday. And then there's going to be the new webinar. You'll be the first one on the list for that. If you want to be on my subscription list, it's super easy. I actually have a really fun quiz on my site right now. You go there. There's a pop-up window. Fill out to take the attraction quiz. It's actually kind of cute because you kind of find out, do I keep attracting the same kind of guys? And hopefully the guys you're attracting are not scammers. You take that. I get your email address. I do not over email you. I'm not one of those kind of people. You're not getting an email from me every day. You're getting one when there's important stuff for me to let you know about. But you get that. You're going to be on my list. And then I'll keep in touch with you and give you the information for the upcoming October webinar, which is going to talk about scam. So anyway, just wanted to take a little bit of time. I'm 6 minutes over. I told you I would only take about 10 minutes of your time, but I needed to let you all know about the dark side of online dating and how some people are still out there preying upon women and men, because they get men too, y'all. And so that's what I wanted to hop in and say. If you have had this experience, if you know anyone who has, you can drop a comment in the comment section, even if you're watching this on the replay. And I want to hear from you. I really, really do, because I want to make sure that this doesn't happen to you, that even if you're not working with me directly, like I said, Miss E, she is a client because she's bought things from me before. So she has that relationship where we still converse, where we still talk, where if she got a problem, she knows to reach out to me, right? So I want to make sure that you all know that this is what I have, and that the webinar is coming up and we'll be talking about it. So I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there and definitely be safe online. DM me, email me if you have any questions. My email address is shedatesavvy@gmail.com. I'm going to put that up on the screen really quickly with my little fancy machine here. She dates. Ladies, there is no need for you to be out there on your own, either being taken advantage of or living in shame or fear. That's why I'm here. That is why I am here. There is no judgment, right? There is no judgment. There was not a judgment when Miss E told me, hey, Carissa, when Miss E told me what is going on with her, there was no judgment, honey. I was just mad. I was like, oh, I wish I would have seen the whole totality of this, right? Because then I would have known this guy is full of BS. And you know what, Carissa? Carissa says, let me let y'all see. She says the webinar is fire. Carissa came to the webinar earlier this year, and I remember specifically which one you were in because it was in January. It was the day that Kobe died, and it was like a really, really heavy day, right? And that webinar was actually one of my original webinars. So in that webinar, we talked about the 5 guys you meet online, one of them being a romance scammer. Like she would have learned that there. But in the pandemic, I changed my webinar, right? I changed it to talk more about virtual and just kind of where dating was right now. Now, if you came to the last one, because again, they're my webinars, they're my content, I kind of mix them up. Hey, my Nikki love, how you doing, girl? If you came to the last one, you heard about the 5 guys you meet online. And again, one of them is a romance scammer, And so I just want to make sure, again, if you're just joining this video, go back, watch it from the beginning. I had someone try to romance scam a client, and I just want to let you know that not on my watch, like absolutely not on my watch. I want to make sure you all know what's going on out there. So again, really quickly, because now I'm 9 minutes over because I said it was only going to be a 10-minute talk. Webinar next Sunday, I will be talking about romance scammers, what they're looking for. I will show you the exact emails that this guy tried to send her that when I saw it, I told you I wanted to just throw the phone across the room. I'm like, oh, he's so dumb. He's using the same old saying, right? And then coming up in October, I'm going to create something especially for my 50 plus crowd to let you all know just all about the dark side, like all about those scams, all about those scams. Absolutely. And Carissa just said she was ruling out men that didn't necessarily need to be ruled out. that's our stuff, right, Carissa? Like we're working. That's how I do with my clients. Like we're working and we're learning. But as far as these scammers, yeah, we got to rule them out completely. So thank you all so much for joining me. Like I said, this was impromptu. I hopped on here. For those of you who are just joining me, you might notice my face looks all kinds of swollen because, geez, y'all, I got my braces. Don't ask, like it's a hot mess. But my dentist said it should only take about 6 weeks to close the space that I want to close. But today I feel like a little chipmunk with my little mouth. So thank God I had my mask on earlier. But anyway, thank you all. I love you. DM me, message me, join me next week for the webinar because we got to make sure that this is not happening to you all. Okay, y'all? All righty, guys, I'm going to hop out of here. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend and Sunday. I know it's kind of rainy here in Houston. Be safe. Y'all know storms out there brewing. But again, go back, watch it from the beginning if you didn't, because I want to make sure that we're not falling for these guys and their scams. And I'm going to teach you all about it coming up next week. All right, guys, y'all be well. Bye.